So the first award we're going to get into is Executive of the Year. This goes to the general manager / president of basketball ops that does the best job at offseason moves and signings and draft picks that results in a deep playoff run, et cetera, et cetera. And this is who we have selected. So myself and Antoine have both gone for Sam Presti of the OKC Thunder.
Love
and
Sam.
Gio has gone for a back-to-back call of Celtics president of basketball ops, Brad Stevens. Now, we typically don't see back-to-backs with this award, so I need to know your thought process behind this.
Well, look, man. Look, the Celtics are going back-to-back. Well, actually, no. I don't have them going back-to-back, but it's likely that they do.
Okay.
And so, for that reason, I think Brad Stevens is always going to be in that conversation.
I think it's tough, though, because last year they made such strategic moves to put them in this spot.
Right.
Like the Porzingis trade, and they made up for the smart loss by getting Holiday.
Yeah.
They didn't really do much in the offseason outside of re-signing their guys.
Which is big.
Which is that's why
It's true, but
That's huge.
my argument, and I'm assuming I'm speaking for both me and Antoine here, were like the one issue OKC had was rebounding. They went out and got Isaiah Hartenstein.
Right.
So like strategic moves that can get you far along in the playoffs, I think is really important.
Yeah, and then drafting Topic is just another thing to, the good moves.
Yeah.
And he has the picks for next year as well.
Yeah, I think Presti's a good, yeah.
I think the real test with Presti will he ever trade the draft picks? No. I don't think he ever will.
Come on.
He loves them.
I know Presti by now. He's not going to do that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's pretty standard with Executive of the Year. I don't think
Yeah.
there's the debating ones will be later on. So next up, we have Coach of the Year. Now, this is pretty self-explanatory for the best coach or the most improved coach, depending on where they were in seasons prior. And let's get into it. So Antoine has gone for Mark Dagnall, another repeating one. I was really fighting tooth and nail between Kenny Atkinson and Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah.
But I think that Kenny Atkinson could get it easily, but I think the Celtics are going to win a stupid amount of basketball games in the regular season. And I think because he didn't get it last year, Joe Mazzulla, I think, is my pick.
That's a good pick.
And Gio has also gone for Ime Udoka.
What the hell? Well, this is one of the worst coaches in all of NBA. What the
No,
fuck?
listen.
I adore that pick.
Hear
Adore it.
my argument for this, okay?
Explain yourself.
So usually when they have a coach of the year, they pick the best team with the coach that's coaching that team, and so that's usually how it goes. Like a top 2 seed team, it usually goes to that coach.
Right.
I don't have the Rockets in a top 2 seed,
Yeah.
but I have the Rockets improving drastically, and so because of that, I think Ime Udoka is in the conversation for Coach of the Year, and I think they're going to give it to just like how they gave Russell Westbrook the MVP when he was like a 6 seed.
Same with Jokic.
Same thing with Jokic.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be similar to that. Now they're finally going to give a coach their credit where it's due, because if you bring a franchise from that was here and you bring them up here, even though they're not the 1 or 2 seed, there's a huge improvement. I think that's enough to win you Coach of the Year, and I think they're going to do that this year.
Here's why I like that, because I don't necessarily think there's going to be a team that drastically improves all the way up to a top 2 seed.
Right.
So I think Missoula is kind of my safety net pick in case Cleveland doesn't get the 2 seed.
Yeah.
But if that doesn't happen, Ime Udoka should be an option for this award.
I think he's an amazing coach.
On how Houston performs.
They're going to be
it's critical on
good.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Critical on that. And I don't think I put Houston that high, but if I had to go back and change that, I would. I would put Houston pretty up there.
All right.
My question for you is that you have the Thunder performing worse than they did last year. So why do you have Dagnall winning it again?
I just think Dagnall, from the acquisitions they got as well, and they're going to be similarly close to the Nuggets. I think with SGA getting MVP possibly as well is going to be big. But I think just Dagnall coaching this team when all the new guys coming in is going to be big.
Okay.
I think they'll give it to him again.
That's fair. So I think off of your mindset, Michael Malone would be a better shout with regard to getting the 1 seed and all that stuff. But I don't have a problem with Dagnall winning it again. I think he's in the conversation. He could win it again. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, not bad regarding that. So any final questions on Coach of the Year?
No,
sir.
All right, let's move into the next award. This one could be anything. It's Clutch Player of the Year. We still don't know the parameters and the criteria for this award.
no.
It's typically just gone to whoever performs the best with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That's what crunch time necessarily is. So these are our picks. Antoine has stuck with home and gone for Jalen Brunson.
I like the pick, though.
Bam.
I don't mind it. I've gone for DeMar DeRozan, and Gio has gone for Ja Morant.
I have no issues with any of these three
Yeah, me
players.
neither.
Yeah, I think all three could win. I think the only thing with Ja is will he play 65 games?
Yeah, that's a big. That's huge. For him.
Yeah.
I think he should.
He should.
That's
yeah.
the hope. But I think Ja is very super competitive, and he's always going to have the ball in his hands. So that's why there's a big reason why I think he's going to be pretty clutch. I think he has that factor to him.
Yeah.
That it factor. I think he has it. So
I think Brunson's got a real shot at
I
winning
think so
this.
too.
Dude, like if Mikal Bridges shoots the way he did in preseason, I think Brunson easily
Why
wins
did he
it.
change his shooting form?
I don't know.
What did he do that for?
I don't know.
That's a whole nother
We'll see what
topic,
happens.
but-
Well, because his old shooting form in Brooklyn was still ass. So like
We'll watch tomorrow and see.
you basically traded 6 first-round picks for Markel Fultz.
God.
Thank you.
It's amazing. But yeah. And I think for me with DeMar, he easily could have and should have
Yes.
won it the past 2 years.
Yes.
So I think they'll probably give it to him now.
Maybe.
Now that he's on a better team.
A pity clutch player of the year award.
Yeah. So we'll see. But
All right.
all right. I forgot the order of what is next. I want to say it's most improved player.
improved.
So it should be most improved player. Self-explanatory. Whoever does the best from last season. Now we did not do injuries as a factor. We just did this based off of last season and improving to this year. So if you're wondering where's Ja, where's Randall, where's whoever, that wasn't the criteria we set. So these are it's sixth man of the year.
Man of the year.
I knew I was missing one. So sixth man of the year, the best sixth man off the bench who performs.
Devo.
Antoine has gone for Dante DiVincenzo.
Back home.
And both me and Gio have gone for Malik Monk. Now, I'm shocked you did not go for Russell Westbrook.
Well, no, I have to be realistic here.
Okay, fair.
I
Yeah.
think those years of Russ putting up, let's say, 17 to 22 points per game is past. So
Yeah.
let's be
Monk
realistic. you know?
averaged like 18
Yeah,
last year.
yeah. So let's be real. I think Monk is an outstanding player. He could have won it last year. I think he's going to do it this year.
He should have won it
I think
last
even
year.
Nas Reed could go back to back, but I think Monk will pull it out.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. I think Monk was robbed, in my opinion, last year.
Think so?
I think a lot of the Nas Reed played really well for like the last month.
Which is huge.
Right, the last month.
Recency
March
bias
is
is
so
huge.
key to
Yeah.
these awards.
It really is.
So, yeah, it's tough. I like the Devo pick. Love it.
I think
Do you?
he has
Yeah, bro.
he has a chip on his shoulder and he's out for vengeance.
He's a shooting guard. He's not gonna play over Ant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So hell no. And he was. I think he's gonna thrive in that bench role with Minnesota,
You know what?
playing.
He
next
just
to-
might do that.
He's out for vengeance.
How many is he get? What is he averaging?
He'll average probably less than 18.
So like 17 a game?
Yeah, he'll average 17.
I think that's
18 a
about
game.
I
accurate.
think a little high. I think he'll probably average around 14.
Okay.
Okay.
But I think he'll shoot. I'll say he shoots 42% from three this year.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he'll be a sniper.
Are you letting it loose right now?
Yeah, man.
While recording is crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So now we move on to most improved player, and these are our picks. So
Wow.
We've gone for 3 puffy hair players. Antoine has gone for Cade Cunningham. I've gone for Cam Thomas, of course, and Gio's gone for Jalen Green.
I think these are all 3 worthy players.
Worthy players.
Yeah.
I have
Except
no-
for Cam Thomas. No, I'm playing.
No,
I have
no.
I have no issues with any of them.
Cam Thomas I think, is probably a stretch, if you ask me.
Well, I mean, Cam Thomas is easily the biggest dark horse for
Yes.
this award.
That's
now,
what I mean.
keep this in mind that Cade, it's still hit or miss on whether the season will be good for the Pistons. Jalen Green just signed his extension. Cam Thomas did not sign his extension, which means he will be a restricted free agent in the summer. So this is a contract year. And looking based on the deals, he could be getting upwards of $160 million over 4 or 5 years with the Nets. So I think he's really going to assert himself in his first full season of having the keys.
Right.
And I think I'm seeing Larry Markkinen with the Jazz minus an all-star appearance because I just don't see them giving him the love he deserves until the most improved.
Okay. So he's like extra motivated this year because all
know
the
what?
money is just right around the
He,
corner.
he could make the all-star team actually now that I think about it because the East isn't great.
Cam
Yeah,
Thomas.
I think
It depends.
I think he could average anywhere from 24 to 26 points a game.
Wow.
Yeah, it depends.
Okay.
So, and we'll see. I think Jordy Fernandez is diversifying his game more.
Yeah.
Like even during the preseason games, his defense has been a lot better. His playmaking's just improved dramatically. So it's a long shot for sure. I definitely think Jalen Johnson or Cade Cunningham has a much better shot. Even someone like Andrew Nemhard was someone I considered.
Interesting. Yeah.
But if I'm gonna go homer on one pick, it has to be Cam Thomas.
Okay.
Because I think his ceiling is stupidly high.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right. Next is DPOY. I hope we have all the same three.
yeah, before we get into that though, Gio, how convinced are you that Jalen Green will play good in the months not named March?
Well, he just
Well, look,
signed his rookie extension today.
He ended very well last year, and so I think that continues into this year.
Okay.
I think the coaching of Ime Udoka is also going to help develop his game as well. So as you can see, I'm pretty high on the Rockets this year,
Yeah.
Right.
coaching wise, player wise.
But do you think that Reed Shepard's going to outplay him?
No,
No.
Okay.
No.
That's
way.
fair. And then
I'm
Cade,
not
I love
too-
the Cade pick. I think
Yeah.
it'll be good. So now we get into DPOY. All clamps, all incredible. Spoiler alert, not all three of us picked the same player.
Wow.
So here are our picks.
no.
So
way.
Wow, you suck.
me and Antoine have clearly picked
Wemby.
Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
However,
I was smoking something, bro. I was on crack.
No, you know what?
Mobley's
you know
not
what?
bad.
Gio's gone for Evan Mobley, but low key, if Victor Wembanyama gets hurt,
It is Mobley.
Evan Mobley is his
Yes.
to lose.
Look, I'm still
Correct.
smoking crack because I didn't put Victor Wembanyama. No, look, I even said in the episode earlier on, I said Victor's gonna win it unanimously.
Victor.
And when I was making this list, I must have just
Forgot.
completely forgot about Victor.
Yeah.
So
That's fine. Mobley's up there.
look, Mobley will be second place. He's probably
fine.
he would probably get like second place, but I think Victor's gonna win.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to teach you a lesson to stand on business.
Yeah.
10 toes down with the Evan Mobley pick.
Nah, I'm not standing on business. I'm not standing on business.
Yeah, there's not much to really debate here. I mean, Wemby's going to have a
Wemby-
historically defensive season.
Absolutely.
I'm excited for it.
He's got the next 7 of these.
I don't really,
so.
bro. If Herb Jones has a defensive rating of under 100 as a center, it will be his. But that's not going to happen.
Nah, no way. He's
But
like a $160.
Herb Jones, in my opinion, is the best defender in the NBA, not named Victor Wembanyama.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So if Wemby didn't exist, or if Wemby wasn't a freak of nature, it would
Give it to Herb.
have been my easy pick. But I can't go against Wemby. Like, come on, what are we doing?
Okay.
All right.
So
MVP?
Nope. Rookie
of the year.
now,
RTY.
I'm pleased to announce that all three of us picked different players.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So
Ooga.
here are the picks. So Antoine has
Ooh.
gone for Zachary Risache. I have gone for Zach Edey. And Gio has gone
like
for
that.
Reed Shepard. I was this close. I was this close to picking Zachary Risache.
I think Reed is going to get it if he plays a lot, but since that Rockets team is so stacked,
Yeah.
he's going to be on a bench role, I feel like.
That's why I asked you if you think he was going to outplay Jalen Green.
I don't think he's gonna outplay. I think they're gonna play off of each other
Okay.
very well, and that's why I'm so high on the Rockets this year because
They're
they're
both-
gonna be a dynamic duo
Yeah.
this
But
year.
they're both, you think, but no, Fred Van Vliet's there.
Nah, get him out of
Yeah.
here,
No.
bro. Get Fred
No.
out of
And-
here.
and
I think Fred should come off the bench.
Risache and Ida are going to be starting heavy minutes every game.
I'm very high on Risache. I think he's been very thrown under the radar or flown under the radar. A lot of people don't think he's that good, but I think he's going to really help out this Hawks team a lot.
Yeah.
And why I think they'll get into the play-in. But, I mean, Zach Edey just feels like the
I like
easy
that.
choice. I mean, they have no other centers. He's going to play heavy minutes at the 5.
I love
Yeah,
that.
that's
pick.
fine.
Yeah,
He's gonna eat with Ja.
Oh, absolutely. So I don't have a
Right.
problem with any of the picks. All three could win.
Yeah.
And now we get into the final one, the
This is
valuable
unanimous.
player. Most valuable player in the
Think it's
NBA.
unanimous?
Two of us picked the same player, and one of us did not.
Oh, Gio! You're
you-
so canceled.
What are you talking about Gio for, bro? It was you that picked the one that was different.
Wow!
All right, so Antoine has gone for Nikola Jokic winning his 4th MVP in 5 seasons.
Wow.
And me and Gio have gone for the most aura in sports history, in human history, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, Shea gets it this year.
Yeah.
He was this close to getting it last year.
Shea gets it this year.
I was really fighting on Jokic for such
you
a
actually?
long time.
I don't think Jokic gets 4 MVPs in 5 years.
Because here's my thing. I think Jokic is going to have the best season again in the NBA. But I think ESPN is going to do their typical bullshit. And I think they're going to push an SGA agenda. And I think he will get it.
That's what happens when you're the best player in the NBA. We saw that happen to LeBron James. Nobody can win 4 MVPs in 5 seasons.
Right.
Who does that?
They can. That's how good Jokic is. He dominates the league.
Yeah.
He's the best player in the league by some margin. So, but I think they're going to, that's why I have the Thunder finishing first. They'll
Right.
give SGA the respect
Right.
for that. Even though I think Jokic should get the MVP, I think they're going to give it to SGA.
Okay.
That's why he's my pick.